Week 1 recap. You win some, you lose some. You got to fight another day. Hey there, welcome back to my Epique Journey. This is Brandon DeVere, and thank you, as always, for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I really do appreciate that. Today, want to go over, you win some, you lose some. This is the Week 1 recap. Going to go through the week that was this week, and it is, what is today? It's Friday, the 26th of January. So the week ending of the 26th. Had some ups and downs over the last couple weeks, and kind of want this is what the show is about, right? Is to keep you informed of what is transpiring and how it is to build a team, not a team, an organization within a rev share group, and going from 600 agents to now starting over at 0 and trying to get back up there. That's the goal, is to that and beyond. But it doesn't come without some surprises, some aches, some pains, some joys, the ups and downs. It's crazy. And, sometimes you want everything to work out perfectly, and you're just like, hey, I'm going to do this, and boom, 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 and it doesn't work. And then sometimes you get things that come out of nowhere for you. So, this week, coming off of a week where I had found a broker to open up a new a new state here in the U.S., and they were super excited. They wanted to join. They were like, hey, let's go. Can we go? Trying to push. And I had them a couple interviews with them, and last minute, they decided that they were going to join somebody else. This is kind of a big deal, because this is, opening up a state. I mean, that's kind of the big deal, is to open up a state. I helped open up some MLSs and provinces, not full provinces, but got them into certain areas, and also had team members open up provinces and things like that. So if you can do that early on, it works out really well. And I was under the impression that I had a good enough relationship with this person, and we were going to move forward. And then I turned, goes radio silent, don't hear anything. And then next thing I know, they have already joined with another sponsor. So, those things happen. Did it hurt? Hell yes, it hurt. It burned. It was angry, 100% angry. I'm not going to, this isn't the show to sugarcoat like how it felt. It wasn't like, shucks, we'll go get him again. No, I mean, it really upset me for a couple reasons. It took me a couple days to kind of, get my bearings and decide what I wanted to do. Eventually, I had someone else reach out to me and try to, smooth it over and all that stuff. And, I had to put it out of my mind, because that's a lost cause now. It's something that I really wanted to do. It's going to happen if you decide to do this and decide to want to build an organization and build it large at all. You're going to get this thing to happen, and it's tough. It burns, it hurts, it does. But in order for you to keep on moving forward, you're going to have to just let it go. And I mean, how will I react in the future if it happens again, or when it happens again for whatever reason? I don't know. I mean, hopefully I'll handle it better. But I don't know. I'm still not 100% over this one. But I also have to put it behind me and not have to worry, not have to talk about any text messages that come in, from those people, trying to say, I just want to say that person or the other people that were involved. It sucks. No other way to say it. It sucks. And it's again, the longer you dwell on it, the longer it takes you to start to excel the other way. So with that being said, it's highs and lows, the ebbs and flows, right? So with that being said, lost that one, which could have turned into some others, but you never know what will happen with that. However, moving into this week, I have 3 agents join me. I had 2 others call me out of the blue, because they've seen some of my videos, they've seen some of my comments and things like that, and they want to know more, and they want to know, will I be a good fit for them? And I believe so, but that's will remain to be seen as we move forward. But just like losing that one, I had 3 more that actually joined me this week, and then also 2 others, and then even on top of that, I was able to sit down. I have, we're looking to open in Canada. I had a fairly large, actually a really large Canadian presence at EXP. with my downline there. And we aren't quite open in Canada yet, but I am speaking with a couple people in Canada. One of them happened to be in town here in Vegas, and so I just went down. I've had a phone call with her. I went down, sat down, had a coffee with her, and then we're going to go meet again tomorrow. And so that's a possibility of opening up an entire country. So now if I want to say, would I rather have state or would I rather have country? Honestly, I'd rather have country, but either way, still doesn't. It does. It does lessen the burn on the other side. But had I let the original one that started my week off completely derail me and get upset and be like, hey, you know what, this is, forget it. The longer I would have been in that phase, the longer it would have taken me to rebound and get back at it. Where I'm sitting here and having these conversations, having people join, helping others join. I've met a number of people that are wanting to collaborate and do some amazing things, and I can't do that with my, you can call it woo woo or whatever, but I believe that like energy attracts like energy, and if I'm down in the dumps, negative energy, nothing's going to come my way. So, or yes, things are going to come my way, but more negative stuff. So by switching it over to positive, and I'm not saying don't dwell on it. I mean, I heard you're going to hear me talk about this for probably the next 3 weeks or maybe even longer. But I just listened to a Bert Kreischer interview. If you don't know who Bert Kreischer is, he's a comedian. He's with Tom Segura a lot. They have a podcast, and he has a movie called The Machine that's out. Has done some great stand up. But I was blown away. He was on Ed Milet's podcast, and I've listened to it twice now in 2 days. I highly recommend listening to it. But all the stuff that he teaches in or talks about in this is not what I was expecting from a comedian. But his outlook on everything is amazing. He's like, at the very end, if you listen to nothing from that podcast but the very end, the last few minutes of it, where he's talking about procrastination and all that stuff, you have to enjoy every bit of the journey in order for it to pan out. And we get caught in this, oh man, if I'd have done this sooner, I'd have done that. I talked to somebody the other day who joined a different rev share group or rev share company model. And I asked her, hey, how do you like it? What's over there? Love it. My only regret is I didn't join sooner. And that's a lot of regrets that people do have. But Bert Kreischer is like, hey, you have to, what if it took all this time for you to make this decision? Maybe it was, there was a reason for that. I'm also not a real big guy on everything happens for a reason. I think you can make a reason for everything happening, but everything happens for a reason. A lot of the times that's said, and just like the way that we're wired is that we want to have answers to problems that we just don't know. Like even with that agent or that broker that was like asking me how quickly we could join. I wish there was an LOI for rev share for bringing agents on and agent attraction, so people wouldn't jump around and sponsor shop, because that's what it's called, right? It's sponsor shopping. You go out and you check this sponsor, you check that sponsor, you check who am I going to work best with, and it's been going on for a number of years. I brought it up to my sponsor at EXP, and I was told that it's not going to happen, and it had just happened in that downline. So it will happen. The goal is to try and mitigate it, trying to lessen it from happening, because the reason for why these rev share models work is that they help like the underdog, right? Just the person that just wanted to go out and say, hey, I want to introduce you to this thing. But then you get people that go introduce, and then they go, well, hey, let's go see if somebody else can offer me something better. And so that happens. Unfortunately, it's something that we can't necessarily control. But all we can do is keep up and build better relationships with people and give that, because some people will take the relationship over anything else, and some people will go try and search for whatever they can. But anyways, that type of deal with that Kreischer was talking about, and getting, accepting all of the journey is what makes it the best. And that does, that is something that will hold you back from wanting to do more. But I was able to get back in the saddle, got back up. It's Friday night. I got coaching my son's flag football tomorrow. Got a game at 10 a.m. Super excited for that. And super excited to end the week on a super positive note, and going to have another meeting with that that potential broker up in Canada, which would be amazing. It would be huge, right? And I hope that I get, and I know it's not going to be overnight. That's another thing, right? You bring somebody on. I also had a call today with a couple, a team in out of Florida, right? And they are super interested, but you never know. That's not going to happen overnight? It could, it could happen overnight, but the expectation is that it will not, and it will take some time, and it's going to be. I'm going to have to do some heavy lifting. I'm going to have to do some work to get these agents the information that they need, and how can I best help them? Because right now you're seeing a lot of agents out there that are leaving existing rev share opportunities, and they're concerned. They're having concerns on who to join. They say, hey, I like this model, but who should I join? Because the last company I joined, my upline was terrible. And so if you're in a rev share model, you understand that, right? But if you're not, the idea for, like, if you're in a traditional old school type model, brick and mortar and all that stuff, you might be in a model where it doesn't, like, nobody benefits from bringing you on, right? So you might get a Starbucks gift card or something like that. But when you get in this arena where you're getting compensated for bringing on successful agents and agents that are producing, many people give out promises and say, hey, this is what we do. This is what my team does. This is what my team does. And then a lot of them have got in and have gotten false promises. This isn't my opinion, by the way. This is what's being told to me by these agents that I'm talking to every day, is that they are very concerned on or about who their upline is going to be. And that's the reality. Like, people are trying to put themselves in the best position possible. Luckily for me, I'm having a number of people reach out to me because they've seen what I've accomplished at the other company and what I'm starting to do here now. And, some of them are looking at it like, hey, you had an eye for something 5.5 years ago, and then now what do you see now? And they are, wanting to have that conversation with me to see, if I can help them. It's a little bit different this time around, and I'll be honest, there's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be, in my opinion, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but I'm going to say that there's going to be there's a barrier that we didn't have. So all your barriers change, right? When you're going, I have a good buddy out in Arizona, Chad, and he tells me, there's a new devil at every level. And so that's where we have this myth in our minds that we're just going to go, oh, once I get to here, I'll be good. Everything will be fine. Just to here. And then you get there and then you go, oh, I didn't see this challenge right here. So that's the new devil at every level. And so now, one thing that we aren't really having to face right now is, when I first joined EXP, I had to tell people, I had to change their mindset on the model itself. Like, how is this going to work? It's not going to work. That's not going to work. You can't do that. You can't live in the cloud. You can't do any of this. I've already tried this, already tried that. It won't work. And here we are with EXP at 90,000 agents. And I was being told that it wouldn't work at 7,000. And that was 6 years ago. So that was the challenge that we had to begin with. But now people are not, agents are not as resistant to that. They go, oh, this is, especially after the pandemic, right? Everyone closed down, everyone went virtual, and EXP got a huge kick because people were like, oh, you can do this. And now that's the way that we're moving forward. And so that barrier has kind of dropped down. There's still a few people that are like, well, I need an office. Okay. Those are fewer and far between now than they were just a few years ago. But the new thing that we're seeing now, the new devil at this level, is that yes, you don't have to change the mindset of somebody who thinks they need to be in the office all day, or that this model will work. This model has been proven, and people can really thrive in it. But the new thing now is they're very hesitant if they've already joined one of these revenue share models. They're very hesitant on who they want to join with. And so that's the new one now, right? So we got to make sure that we are providing value. I mean, we're not necessarily supposed to be offering things outside of, but there's a lot of the number one complaint I get from everybody is not that, my sponsor didn't give me XYZ. They didn't provide me with this, that, and the other. It was they weren't available when I needed them. I just needed somebody to talk to. I needed guidance on something, and I couldn't get a hold of them. So if you're an agent that's looking to like that you're going to want to participate in the rev share and start attracting agents and recruiting and things like that, and you're going, oh man, I don't have anything to offer. I don't have this program. I don't have that program. I don't have, how to get listings. I can't give them leads. I can't do all that stuff. Understand those are just things, right? Just extra things that you can offer. It's just byproduct, right? What they really want is a relationship with somebody who is going to like go to bat for them and figure stuff out when they don't know. Because a lot of agents, they join and they're not sure of everything, and then a few things go wrong and they don't have anybody to go to, so then they're out. They're like, I gotta go. I can't do this. So that's what I would encourage any agents looking to, in whatever model you're in. I don't care if you're at EXP, Real, LPT, whatever other ones. I think Fathom might offer some sort of rev share. Exits just similar, but it just has the one level. So that's a little bit different because you don't actually have a full on upline. You just have one sponsor essentially, to my knowledge, unless it's changed and something I don't know. If that's the case, feel free to correct me on that. But there a lot of agents are feeling, this isn't new, by the way. A lot of agents feel left in the dark when they join. That happened to me when I joined the first brokerage that I went to in 2005. Like they're like, oh hey, you're on, woo, all right, and then there was nothing, right? It's been kind of that way for a long time, kind of a culture that has been built, but now it's being viewed a little bit differently because these agents are like, well, hey, this person sponsored me. That this agent is making money from my production, company dollar, by the way, but still from that production, and so now they're hyper aware that somebody's getting paid from it, not necessarily that it's going to the broker or the team lead or something like that, but they're kind of questioning, okay, what am I getting for this? When the reality is they're not paying that agent at all. It's going to the company dollar and getting paid from the company dollar. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. This is a recap, week 1.5 ish. But just I believe this is episode 8 that we're throwing out here right now. But just want to give you an update because I don't want to give just daily updates. Let it a week or so go by and give you guys an idea of what is happening to that point. And so, again, win some, lose some. It's easier said than done. I will 100% promise you that. If it ever happens to you where you have someone that you're about to get across the finish line and for whatever reason something happens and they decide to, zig when you were going to zag, like it hurts. But if you're ever in that scenario and you want to reach out to me and just be like, hey, I just need somebody to talk to, because trust me, you'll need it and you won't want to talk to the wrong person, right? Because they may think that you're just complaining, but just know that when that stuff happens, the quicker you can get out of it and the quicker you can start moving forward, you're going to pop up 2, 3, 4 agents all of a sudden. Boom. Now you have somebody in Canada. Now you're trying to open up a country, right? You just completely blew past, the small market here and going to, an entire new country, where you could have been before, like myself. But ever need anybody to chat with, about, something like that, just, feel free to reach out and just understand it's going to happen. It's not fun. It's not fun, but get in it, get out, feel free. I don't care. Scream into your pillow, do whatever you need. But get out of that as quick as you can. And then just so you can start building right away. So, all right, guys, I will most likely see you on Monday. I got football. I got flag football tomorrow, NFL on Sunday. I'm a big NFL fan. So, that's usually what happens on those days. So I'll probably be back on Monday in a couple days for you. So, all right, have a great one.